starting the stream.
Yeah.
The following program is a U-Record Studios production. No experts, no insiders, just fans. Marked Out Wrestling Podcast presents Adam Bomb.
I am the dude that leads the crew, Adam Bomb.
Brian.
I only listen to heavy metal, thrash metal. Fuck, I fucked it up. Keep going.
The Queen, Kiera.
What's up? Measure, please.
The longest running weekly overproduced, under-talented, episodic, sometimes buffering, often infighting wrestling podcast.
This is SmackDown.
Well, we went from a full house last night to a marked out first tonight. It is just me and
It's just angry elf. Oh, it's me. It's the angry ELF. It's gonna rock you. Dun dun dun.
and Rob had a brainchild earlier that we're gonna unveil. That should be pretty fun.
I don't want any more children. Don't do that.
No. It's an idea.
Yeah, okay.
It's an idea. That's all. So we got lots to talk about. It was a decent SmackDown, despite the fact that it felt a little bit like a go-home show because they're going to basically give us kind of a pay-per-view next week.
I was extremely entertained by this entire broadcast. I was entertained by the storylines, entertained by the in-ring work, entertained by the character development, entertained by the whole thing. The booking I thought was great. The order was great. Everything to me. This was a SmackDown. It was such a refreshing SmackDown.
Which is weird because like we just haven't really been getting that. And I shit on it a little bit last week because I was like, oh, we had so many great tag team angles going on and all 5 teams were utilized.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way they'll be on TV tonight. And I was right.
You were right.
But they still made a great show.
It was a really good show. I mean, I didn't even, you know what? I did not even consider the fact that there was, well, we had one little tag team moment, but there wasn't anything in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, they came out and did it. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
that's part of it tonight. Real quickly before we do housekeeping, who's with us on the board?
I got Peter Bitey, I believe it is. Peter Bitey, Wallet, Skillet, Fillet. Okay, welcome. Teddy Hart,
whatever that is.
Teddy Hart, Noah Noah's there. Cashmere, Teddy Hart says Stoner Crew in the house. We got Robert Parson was the first one on the on there. Greg Spur, formerly known as a Twig. Perfect 11, man. Sierra Ann's on there. Juan's fat ass. I mean,
Sierra Ann stood us up last night on the
200 show.
Yeah, she did. And this is for Noah.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Killing me, bro. Killing me.
Just killing me. Let's just do this real quick.
Housekeeping.
Come back later, please.
Here are your Marked Out Wrestling housekeeping notes and weekly schedule. Monday nights at 11:30 p.m. Join us for Monday Night Rawsome. Tuesday nights at 10:15 p.m. SmackDown. The weekly Takedown. Thursdays at 5 p.m. where Brian Golda and Rhodey will react and review to the NXT broadcast on the WWE Network. Showtimes are for live YouTube broadcasts. All podcast versions will be available the next day on various podcast providers. Upcoming WWE pay-per-view specials and marked out shorts like Rhodey's Rant, Smarts vs. Marks, the Power Slam Dance Show, and Indy McIndyface will be announced as they are scheduled. Feel free to join us on our exclusive Bubba Radio Army Network show, The Weekly Squash. Visit BubbaRadioArmy.com for listings. Keep the conversation going on Twitter using the handle @SmartMarkShow. You can call our fan line 704-444-0084 or send us an email, markedoutpodcast@gmail.com. Visit markedoutwrestling.com for all other social media networks. Get connected.
Go away.
Oh my God!
I said no.
Okay, I clean?
No, get out of here. I stick finger in your mouth. Housekeeping?
Okay.
Okay.
Here comes that mud report for you, Rob.
Yeah? They gotta let it breathe or something like that?
Something like that.
When does that kick off?
You'll find out.
They see me rolling,
All right, so as today is the day after Labor Day, I have a bit of a Labor Day hangover because we had a long day yesterday, and so we didn't do much research.
Cooking out raw and a podcast is long.
Yeah, we didn't do much research on the dirt sheets. But with that said, on Labor Day, there was the announcement was released by WWE that they will be having live televised shows on Christmas Day and on New Year's Eve.
Now, it's funny. I only had one dirt sheet, Mud Report. You only had the same.
Yeah.
And we have the exact same one.
Yes.
Because that's what I was going to talk about. I think that is, I know that we work 52 weeks a year, but that is the time that I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, in the past when they would air the tribute
Christmas.
to the troops.
Oh, yeah, right.
And they would give the boys the week off.
Yeah, possibly. I don't really remember off the top of my head, but I'm sure that sounds fine to me.
Because there was programming, but it wasn't necessarily live.
Right. Look, this is not a business decision. This is a moral decision. As a business owner, your employees, they're not only is their financial welfare in your hands, but also their mental stability. I mean, you have to have happy people.
Well, and one of the great things, everybody knows I'm Jewish, but I'll break a little kayfabe. I worked retail for years, and I always jumped on the grenade to close on Christmas Eve. And actually, we were open on Christmas Day for a little while.
Yeah.
I even jumped on that grenade. And so that everybody else could be with their families because I'm Jewish. Christmas isn't a time for me to be with my family, just quite frankly. There's nothing,
right,
of religious, symbolic, anything to go with it. This is I don't celebrate it.
Right.
So it doesn't mean anything to me. It's just a day off. And
I'm an atheist, so there you go.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, and the Jew and me, every time we were open on Christmas, we got double pay. So I was like, sign me up. There are no customers, and I'm going to get double the pay, and I got to do nothing but sit here. We would open board games and sit there and play with them. And
so your point?
My point is that nobody wants to do anything on this day. This is a day that, like, everybody shuts down.
There was some tweets from, what's the Hardy's wife? What's her name?
Renee.
Yeah, so she was
Rena Scott.
She was blowing up Twitter with, oh, great. Merry Christmas. We're not going to have our, daddy here or whatever it was, something like that. Look, the fans, I don't want to watch on New Year's Eve. I don't want to watch them fucking on Christmas Day. As a matter of fact, there will be no podcast for those shows.
If it wasn't such an old tradition, I would actually be against the football games on Thursdays. I don't understand why Thanksgiving on that Thursday. I don't understand why they do the one at night. I get Detroit and I get Dallas because they've been doing it for fucking ever.
Yeah.
But having that rotating game on Thursday night, no, Thursday night is when you ditch your family and go get drunk.
Yes. Amen.
I
don't preach it.
So, I mean, I understand that kind of thing. Christmas, religious ties aside, the nation recognizes it as a day off, and you should go spend it with your family.
It's like a few days off, like some goddamn relaxed time, because for our international viewers, if you did not know, in good old U.S. America, there is no motherfucking time off. There is no 30 days vacation. There is no fucking month off. We work our stuff to the
There's no 4-day week.
Yeah, we fucking work to live. No one gets to live to work. Or no, we live to work. I'm sorry. No one gets to work to live anymore.
And if we save any money, we blow it on a trip because that's what we saved for.
Right. So just goddamn Vince. Let the boys have the fucking days off.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. Why I was mentioning the football references. Who's going to put their butts in the seat? Like, hey, let's ditch the family, mom, or dad and son, ditch the family. We're going to go to Raw tonight. You guys hang out, grandma, grandpa, all the rest of the family hang out at the house.
I won't even watch.
Yeah,
no.
I don't even want. Yeah,
that's a warning to all you guys out there. If they they are going to do this, but Christmas Day and New Year's Eve, there will not be a podcast for those nights.
No.
We have families.
We may mention it, like on the squash that week or something. Cheap pop for us there.
Right.
But since that was what we both had, I guess we've got nothing else.
Well, Robert Parsons saying the decision to work Christmas was USA Network's fault. It doesn't matter. They're in a partnership. Vince McMahon could easily just say, you know what?
Wasn't that the plot line for Scrooged?
There you go. Yeah, exactly. But no,
they were all forced to put on a live show on Christmas,
right?
By the network executive. Nobody wanted to do this, but they were forced.
No, I know the story. You can stop. I'm just saying that.
Well, some younger people might not know it.
Okay. Well, Noah, you're welcome. I was just saying. You know what? Fuck it. It doesn't matter. Don't let them. Don't make them do it.
Yeah. The whole thing is bogus.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
So real quick, another first for our night here. We got our first sponsor. And let me do my announcer voice ready here because they want me to do a read for them. This is the Marked Out Career Makeover. Are you tired of succeeding in your professional life? Tired of working for that morning show? Tired of marketing that NBA team? Think you should be in the pros instead of covering Conference USA? Well, we have your solution here at Marked Out Career Makeovers. In just 3 brief sessions with one of our Marked Out Career Makeover specialists, you'll be on your way to bottoming out your career. It's just that simple. Look at our success stories. Rody Robb, Adam Baum, and Steve Awesome. Sign up today, 704-444-0084. And remember, we aren't just in the business of career makeovers. We are living proof of its effectiveness. Marked Out Career Makeovers. Call today.
Help me.
We have nothing better going on.
I'm broke.
So that's our first sponsor.
Yeah.
Glad to have them.
I don't want to buy that.
You know?
No.
No?
Not at all.
I don't know.
Garbage.
Some people might, you know.
No, don't be like me. Be better. Be much better.
Be much better.
Go ahead.
With that in mind,
iTunes.
We're going to do our 3 key ingredients, but we have a really fucking fun segment that the two of us are going to do right after. So if we rush a little through the 3 key ingredients, it's because we've got such a payoff at the end.
What you need to make a good SmackDown is your 3 key ingredients.
Joker. Joker is on the board. Joker is in the house. Are you going to turn the fucking music down at all?
I was stalling because I couldn't get my fucking clipboard working.
Why do you always have a clipboard at the fucking table? It makes 0 sense. We're at a table.
I am so used to working with a clipboard. I like it as a reference. I use it in my jobs. I've used it when I covered Memphis.
You know what? This is straight shoot right here, boys and girls. Fucking excuses, everything. Fucking, that's all you are.
It's not an
you and
excuse.
Golda, you're a basket full of fucking excuses.
No, this is just what I do.
All right, what's the
why
fucking?
why are you always angry? It's the same reason. It's just what you
Because
do.
life sucks.
He's an angry elf.
I mean, it's just what happens.
All right,
what do you think, Vince? Oh, it's almost like Golda is here. Anyway, number 1, don't talk about my kids. Number 2, back on the market for an hour. And number 3, RK Nowhere. Let's go.
Number 1.
Hey, man, don't talk about my kids. It sets me off. It's just a button you don't push. I loved the lead into this. I have never seen a show where the guy is fighting with the commissioner, GM, whatever the authority figure, where he wants to take hostage. It's always, I'm going to mess up your matches. I'm going to kill in-ring performers. It's like what Braun did, on his rise. KO's like, no, I'm going to go be the referee.
Yeah, I'm just going to go. I'm a disruptor. Yeah, I'm just going to disrupt everything.
Right, but in a totally new fashion. I'm going to kick the referee's ass.
Yeah, give me a shirt.
You want to talk about a way to go full fucking heel? Not that he isn't already,
right?
But to just dig that well deeper. I mean, kick the referee's ass.
I mean, when he was coming down, I was like, yeah, this is a great moment for him. Come do it. Yes, you doing it. It's
Throw some shade on James Ellsworth and Carmella while you're down there. Yeah, but then they went with the lawsuit angle.
You didn't like that?
That was where I was like, ugh, we're doing this. Like, I thought for sure we were getting ready to see the cops come out during the Daniel Bryan and Shane thing. I thought KO, after he got suspended, would have, it might have been better if he did come out with the cops and they handcuffed him and took him away for assault.
What if they didn't have KO actually say, I'm going to sue all these members of your family, right? Because that was a little over top. What if it was just a scene of KO on the cell phone complaining to somebody that obviously would sound like a lawyer or something like that, and then
Erwin R. Shyster.
Right, and then you have Daniel get the phone call, and then Daniel brings them out and says, you say all the things that he still said to him. You can leave the whole, their whole family's going to get sued, because I thought that was the corny angle of it, but the segment itself, above and beyond, shined over that moment.
I would agree with you, but I think it's because... And I had this on my notes, and of course we found out at the very end of the show. This segment both opened the show and closed the show, but we found out Vince was going to be here next week. I think that the family angle was mentioned because of that.
What do you need, baby?
This it right here. Thanks for disrupting.
Yeah, just take mine, and you can use it to find yours.
Oh, Kira can't participate in the show, but she can fuck it up.
All right.
Anyway.
What are we talking about?
I know.
We're on a roll, man.
I know. Go away.
Go away.
Go away.
Get out of here.
Figure your shit out yourself. You're a grown ass woman.
God damn.
Shit. All right.
Fucking our flow up, man.
So what we were talking about is, I think, Rob, that the angle with the family was brought up because Vince is going to be on TV next week. I think that's why the family mentioned. If there was no payoff, there was no wife, no kids, no Stephanie, no Hunter, no Vince, nobody was coming from the family, no Linda,
right?
Then why mention it? But I think that's why they mentioned it.
You know, so on the board here, see, Robert Parson, the lawsuit angle made KO seem weak. Such a whiny little bit.
I totally agree, Robert
Well,
Parson.
yeah, but look, and I see that a couple other places here. That's what it's supposed to be, right? KO is supposed to be the whiny, little get my way, or I'll do something like stupid, like a lawsuit.
I would have rather seen him give like an ultimatum. I will sue you for everything I got, or you give me the title right now, the U.S. title back right now. By the end of the broadcast.
I don't think that makes it matter one way or the other.
I just think if he when you do something like this with a lawsuit angle, yes, it's weak in terms of like this is how I get over. I agree with that camera or angle. I don't know why I said camera.
Yeah.
But I would have liked to see a little more swarm and him give some ridiculous ultimatum like that.
I mean, sure, okay, alternate path of reality, that's fine.
Either I'm going to sue you or I'm the new general manager. Like anything could have been.
Are you saying that what happened was unacceptable and you would rather have seen that, what you're talking about? Or is it acceptable and this is an alternate that you think would go good as well?
I think that they stopped short. They pulled a Daddy Costanza and stopped short. They stole his move. I think they could have gone one step further.
I don't know. I sure. Okay, yes, they could have. But it was fine. I mean, it
was fine.
Like I said, the only thing that was corny was, the I'm going to sue your whole family thing. That's come on.
That's why I'm saying maybe he could have been like, I want Shane's stake in the company. He could have said anything. I don't know. Maybe
Oh, so put more of a kind of a ransom on it.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. He's putting demands versus the lawsuit. You want to say, maybe that will evolve from it, Rob. Maybe next week he goes, you want me to settle out of court, Vince? Maybe they have a promo in the ring and goes, here's what I want then. And then he gives his demands.
Oh,
maybe that's
because he does have the power right now.
Right. Or he claims he does.
Right.
He'll probably bring out some jobber as his lawyer, Rob. I think you're dead on that. There'll be somebody's coming out. Ooh.
Yeah.
Isn't there a lawyer in the WWE that's supposed to be returning?
Is there?
David Otunga. Isn't he a lawyer?
He's back already, but is he coming back to the ring?
No, I mean, just as a character. He was best, and the only time he was any good was when he was little Big Johnny's lackey.
Well, he went to Harvard. Does that automatically mean he's a lawyer?
I just assumed. I guess that's where I'm going with that.
Wow, way to stereotype every Harvard alum.
Oh, fuck.
You're all lawyers.
Anyway, it is what it is.
I'm a doctor.
Number two,
back on the market for an hour. So James Ellsworth gets dumped, and he is so deflated. His mom should have given him up. He looks like a circus freak. She gave him all sorts of insults and bad lip service, if you will.
Wait, let's don't. You're jumping on the fucking way ahead here.
Okay. Oh, you're right. You're right.
Let's give some props first. Let's give some props to the girls.
In fairness, I'm not used to this.
I know you're not. But some props to the girls.
You start.
I'm just Natty and Carmella, and specifically, we all know Natty can wrestle, but Carmella had some wonderful wrestling. Had a good wrestling set tonight, and there wasn't a bunch of botches, and it was well paced.
It was booked to make them both look good too.
Right. It was and obviously you want that because if she's going to drop Ellsworth, she needs to show that she can do it without him. And I think that she showed that. She showed that she has some skill in the ring, which we've all been kind of questioning. We've seen flashes here and there, but nothing in a consistent manner. And tonight was a consistent manner. So, first and foremost, Adam, the match should be applauded.
The match should be applauded. Whenever there is a distraction like James Ellsworth gave at the end, and I did like the distraction, him dropping the briefcase,
Perfect.
The ref being confused, Carmella flips out. I like that. I would have liked Natty to turn Carmella around, give her her finisher, and then pin her versus a schoolboy. The schoolboy, to me,
It's
ruined,
a quick, cheap finish.
and it ruined what was a really good match that deserved an ending, not a quick pin.
Yeah, okay. I'll go with you there. Sure. If there was a nitpick and a fault to be found, I would agree with you there.
And that was my only one. I actually thought that these two women, and this, by the way, is what I've begged for and why they finally made a topic, because I was tired of these Frankenstein tag team women so that we can put 4 women out there in one match.
Right.
They don't need to do that. I mean, they could just have Dolph Ziggler be Naomi. We'll get to that. Anything on the board on this one?
Looking around here, God, I'm not used to doing this board thing. Cashmere, I thought Carmella did really good in the ring. Yeah, echoing. Robert
Technically,
Parson.
you were our original board.
Oh, was I? Oh, I was.
Remember,
guess.
you were the only one that had a screen.
That's right. Carmella should have hooked up with Big Cass, or Big Cass stepped in and said, "Man, come on, let the girl do her own thing. She doesn't need her man to be by her side." Perfect 11. Carmella held her own. She repeated herself a bit in the promo after, but I thought she did well. Yeah, she did have a couple of moments or a moment where she repeated herself, and it was kind of like she was searching for the words, but she didn't break her bearing. She stayed within her character. She continued to go on, and quite frankly,
how many times,
she delivered it quite fucking well.
And how many times have you lost your temper, though, and you repeat yourself?
All the time.
You're like, you know, fuck you. You know what? Go fuck yourself, man. Yeah. Fuck yourself. You know, you might just say it like that or whatever. Sorry, anyone. Oh, yes. We got the 2 youngins on the board. Sorry, no one's here, and I don't mean to curse
them. They know what they're getting into.
But the other part about this, the end, they go back to Ellsworth. This show was a mirror. It was bookended by Shane and KO.
Mm-hmm.
You had Ellsworth and in the middle, and then they came back.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of replay, if you will, of comebacks on there. Even AJ, came back in the middle, and then he was right against the middle. Like, he double dosed.
Maybe that, if I think about it, maybe that is kind of the formula for success here, because we think about a lot of times we watch on, Raw and even SmackDown before, they give you about 5 minutes of a storyline that's going to lead to somewhere at a pay-per-view, Mania or fucking Great Balls of Fire, what the fuck ever. But they give you one segment of it, one 5-minute segment, you don't get anything for another week. Maybe this was, give them a little bit longer per segment, double down on it so that kind of people get reinterested in it, and then move on from it. Like something like with Dolph, we'll get to. Well, that was a one segment. You leave it dead. It's still growing, still maturating.
And I feel like maybe SmackDown has taken a page from NXT's playbook. I don't want to go down this road too far here.
Yeah.
But Enzo and Cass, I was talking about this. Enzo and Cass, I was a huge fan at one time of Enzo and Cass. Why? Because they were on NXT, and that meant that they marched out there once every 3 weeks. Remember how overloaded we got with the tag teams last week?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they didn't come out this week. We're going to develop these other storylines with the women who weren't on last week. And instead of trying to give, like you said, the 5 minutes a time, we're going to give 10 minutes a time, but we're going to only do it every other week.
We always do the comparison, me and you, because we're Walking Dead fans, right?
Yep.
And you get one episode that's completely devoted to Morgan and his situation, and you might not see Rick again for 3 episodes or whatever because they got so many places to go.
It doesn't mean we forgot about Rick.
Right, but what they do there is they give you enough time within that story to make you care about it, and then they throw another one at you later, and then when you finally get back to Rick, you're like, oh yes, finally we're here again.
Well, and the other upside, as you put it in that comparison, in this analogy, is you might care about Morgan more now.
Sure, right.
So
like I give a shit more about Carmella and James Ellsworth right now than I did before the episode started.
Well, and I cared a little more when I thought, wow, okay, she's kissing him. Well, okay. Then I cared even more when she slapped him.
What the fuck is Noah and Sierra talking about? Adam, Rob, what the hell? What the hell what? Why are they saying what the hell? Can you see anything on there? Do you have a board in front of you?
I didn't load it.
Why didn't you load the board?
Because I trusted in you. I'll load the board right now, sir.
Okay.
Read something and so I can load it.
All right. I don't know. They're talking about Walking Dead, I guess. I love Shameless, Full House. Okay, cool. Whatever.
Now they're just talking about we opened the door.
Yeah, my analogy was fucking fine. Perfect 11 says, good observation, Adam. As much as I wanted to see another Fashion Files tonight, it left me wanting to see it even more.
And remember,
that was
week,
me, not Adam.
Last week, the Fashion Files were on, but they weren't on the week before. And they teased it and said, we're going to be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Why not do this?
Well, and I've said 1,000 times, the best thing about NXT is you don't get everybody every fucking week, right?
Exactly.
You just don't. Like Enzo and Cass never got boring there because you got them, every other week or every 3 weeks.
And then I had to hear these stupid lists, which, quite honestly, they were running out of material, I'm willing to bet, because coming up with a list of, we're going to do cheeses this week because we're in Green Bay, like, it must have been really hard to do themes because we ran out of trivia ideas after like 100 shows.
But look, Carmella did a great job, compared to what we've been used to with her.
And a good match.
Yeah. And Ellsworth played his role as a whiny little fucking, weasel that you would want to fucking pound.
And didn't you for a second really think he was going to be gone after tonight?
I really did. I thought there might be a swan song after this, but I do think I thought it was like the door opening to be closed.
Yeah, the only thing I thought is maybe it was a work and he was going to come back and help her, when she cashes in or something like that.
I could see them doing that as well.
I don't know.
So you want to do the bookend on this? I mean, what does it mean now that she kissed him? Is it more of a show of authority, like an alpha
you're my bitch.
You're my bitch.
You are my bitch in even more way. Like we already thought that he was her bitch.
Yeah.
Now, straight up.
So he's coming out like Ving Rhames with the fucking Pulp Fiction fucking like gag ball and shit now.
And he's gonna be the only guy that's like, please stop trying to have sex with me or something. I don't know. Maybe that's his character. What's the board say before we move on? Anything?
See, Noah says Rob needs to smoke a joint. No, I really don't. Rob, served yourself a drink. I'm sober tonight. I'm not drunk. And let's see here.
Sierra Ann, whiny little dingus.
Meat spin doc. What the fuck?
I don't know. Here we go.
All right.
Number 3.
Number 3, RK Nowhere. So I'm sorry. Like when they had Cena and Nakamura fighting to be the number 1 contender for Jinder, I thought it could go either way. Tonight, Nakamura and Orton, nobody wants to see Orton lose again to Jinder. And Nak and Jinder in a cell can make up for what we saw at SummerSlam. Don't you think?
Nakamura and Jinder in a cell?
Yeah, because they announced tonight that they're fighting at a cell. It would be at Hell in a Cell.
Okay.
It's assumed to me that it's going to be a Hell in a Cell match.
Re-ask me that question in just a minute. Because I got my mind set on one thing real quick.
Okay.
With this match, I want to say that, recently scientists found like this study that like mice can fucking help reverse the aging process.
Okay.
I think Nakamura is a mouse to Randy Orton. I think he kind of, his style made Orton look watchable tonight. Where I had literally, I haven't had interest in an Orton match since the Daniel Bryan rivalry, I guess.
Okay, but now with that said, Orton
looked good. He looked good.
But why not make this an actual program instead of just doing this one-off? I mean, if you see a rejuvenated Randy wanting to fight this guy Shinsuke and put on good matches, why wouldn't you make this a program instead of a one-off?
It just seems like that more of a push, I guess, for him to beat Randy. I don't know, make him more legitimate maybe they felt like he wasn't ready to hold the title the first time because he wasn't, maybe a lot of fans don't think he's legit yet, right? Maybe this was a way to get him over one more step. Like he had a title shot, but now he beat a Titan.
I think you could have him win against Jinder in a non-title match and do the same thing and save this Randy program.
Yeah, but it was a good match, so why not give it to us?
Well, that's true. And maybe the only thing I can think of is maybe creative didn't know what they had, and then they saw this match and were like, man, we should have made this a program.
Yeah, but maybe also everything doesn't have to be exactly correlated to the storyline. Maybe sometimes it can just be a wrestling show.
Has hell frozen over?
Last I heard, there's a possibility of it.
Okay, because Juan says he
Trump
agrees
is
with me. I'm not sure which exact point because I'm on fire.
Irony.
But Juan said he agreed with me, so I just figure, there's got to be something cataclysmic going on, right? Apocalyptic. Juan is on my side.
Yeah, that's all I got for that. Look,
okay,
fucking Teddy Hart. Smoke a joint, don't be a pussy.
Teddy's wasted, I'm sure.
Yeah, come on.
Stike Leather says Jinder versus Shinsuke and KO versus Shane will both be in Hell in a Cell. We'll get to a little more discussion on that, but I wouldn't be surprised if they put Shane in a cell again against KO.
Not surprised. No, I'm not. I don't want to see Shane. I want to see somebody new in the cell. I think it's
AJ. I'd rather see AJ, but he's feuding with Baron. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I don't want to see that either. It's just the cell matches have been, in my opinion, lacking lately. And it's time to reinvent that match. You need to find two guys that can reinvent that match, give another glorious kind of, rendition of it, and we don't. Yeah,
I don't think you were watching back then, but I'm sure you've seen the big spot. They did a 6-person Hell in a Cell for the big belt. It was Kurt Angle, Undertaker. I can't remember everybody in it, but the big spot was Undertaker
for Big Goldie, that belt.
I don't remember.
Okay,
it was for the championship belt at the time. It was 01 or 02 range.
Okay,
and the big spot was Taker threw Rikishi off the top of the cell into a bale of hay in the back of a dump truck.
I saw that. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the spot you would have seen. Why not do that with a mid card instead of just doing Baron? Because you and I both just agreed Baron AJ in a cell. We don't care,
No.
but we want to see AJ in a cell.
Yeah,
put him in there with 5 other guys. Make it a 6.
No, that would be fun. I'm not saying it wouldn't be fun. I think that you need to find 2 dynamic individuals that can reinvent that match altogether because it's a different cell than what made it famous.
I know they're not going to blow their wad yet. Even though they've been teasing it, but
You're
this
right.
is where Shinsuke and AJ should be, is in a cell.
You
want to see they would find some way to innovate.
only if they got carte blanche on their match.
That's true.
If you're talking Tokyo Dome type match with those 2, I'm completely down. The WWE version, I want to see, but I'm not exactly like blown away to see.
Robert Parsons says he wants to see Luke Harper and Ty Dillinger in a Hell in a Cell match.
That would be amazing. That's
what he says. He says because it would be amazing.
It would be amazing. It absolutely would be. Ty Dillinger is a hell of a worker, and he's willing to take the extra mile to get the pop. And Luke Harper, we've seen him take bumps.
Sierra Ann, why are you asking if I'm okay? And our inappropriate named person put on actually a good comment. What about AJ versus Bobby in the Hell in a Cell? Now that I would be down for.
Yeah.
For the U.S. title, get Baron the fuck out of this picture.
You think Bobby would work well in the cell? I mean, he's more of a character performer.
But the thing is he's had a cage match.
I'd never seen it.
Okay. He
NXT?
had tons on. Yeah, he had a cage match. I thought against Joe.
I don't think he ever fought Joe.
Oh, Joe fought Shinsuke in the cage. That's what that was.
Right. Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode did a bunch of those 6 sides of steel lockdown shit.
Okay.
Bobby Roode could do it. He could sell it. I think he could pull it off. Okay. Did you say Cashmere was here before?
I did.
He is.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got.
Wait. I don't know if Vince was really pissed. What's he talking about, Cashmere?
About tonight.
Do you guys think Nakamura dropping Cena on his head had anything to do with him not winning the title? You know what? No, I don't. And here's
that was Cena's fault. Cena even said it.
And one, regardless of that, I think we get too caught up in the vindictive stories of Vince McMahon. We think that Vince, just turns the story around one week to the other because he gets pissed at somebody. We got to remember, this is still a TV program. Yes, are there changes made for circumstances? Absolutely, there are. But I don't think he's going to change an entire storyline with Nakamura over an accident in the ring with Cena. He's been in the business way too long. And
especially one that was Cena's fault.
Right. So, I mean, I think they both had a little bit of responsibility there, but maybe more Cena. He didn't get over. But, yeah, no, I think the vindictive Vince McMahon does exist, but he is not the giant at the top of the beanstalk that we all think he is.
Also, we got some Stat Boy competition going on the web.
Yeah.
Christopher Steichler wants to correct me. It was Armageddon 2000. And it was Kurt, Triple H, Rikishi, Stone Cold, Rock, and The Undertaker. Think about that match.
God, that's fucking star power.
Noah also wanted to correct me. It was Joe and Balor in a cage, not Joe and Shinsuke. And then Noah.
I think they did it. I think they did a cage too.
Did they?
I think so.
And then
You're killing me, Small.
Noah points out a dream match that'll never happen, but Styles and Balor in a cell. But again, I agree with you, Rob. It'd have to be like Tokyo Dome.
Yeah.
If they booked it that way and let them do whatever the fuck they want and just told them you're going to win or you're going to lose. Just tell them that and let them go out there.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be amazing.
I'm down.
Anyway, I'm going to try to create a sound effect on the fly. Let's see if it works.
It's the Big Ass Profits.
Horrible.
This is our we planned it. This is our extra big ass speed round. I've got 11 topics. Me and Rob are gonna rapid fire. Sorry, board. We'll catch up to you afterwards if there's something good on there worth reading. Christian M is back.
Hey.
We'll read his comment real quick. The female division's very poor with more personality are missing. The championship goes from hand to hand and loses credibility. Ronda Rousey is the solution.
All right, calm down there. Calm down.
He's getting excited. She's coming.
She's coming.
But let's make sure she's ready.
Yeah.
All right. So number 1.
You got your timer?
Just
use your phone.
Oh God.
Why didn't
Where's
you
my
fucking
phone?
prepare for this? You're just gonna.
I was just gonna count.
Just get 30. You're gonna count while you
Yeah,
talk.
I got a clock right here.
You know you'd lose it.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking horrible.
All right.
Racist mouse. Shut up, Juan.
Racist mouse.
I don't know.
All right, here comes topic number 1. I'm gonna start the clock when I'm done reading it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to you first, then I'm gonna comment, then we're gonna move on. Number 1, Dolph cares less. Do we care more?
Yes. Yeah, I really do enjoy. I enjoyed tonight with Dolph. I don't care what you fucking think. I'm talking with the board.
I didn't enjoy it until the Naomi thing. That's where
I thought that was the cherry on top. But the Macho was a little slow. But the Cena thing I thought was great.
But Miz did it better.
It don't matter.
Miz,
it's a different story they're telling.
Miz did it so much better.
But Miz was directly mocking Cena. Fucking Dolph is mocking the system.
All right, time's up. We're gonna go to the next one. Number 2. How do we think Corey did tonight?
You go. I don't know.
I think Corey plays off Fuck Your Face Phillips better than anybody. I think he shuts him down the way Heenan shut down Gorilla at times, and he makes him good.
Okay.
He makes him tolerable.
First off, do not ever compare Fuck Your Face Phillips to Gorilla Monsoon ever again.
I won't. Sorry.
Not even in comparison. I don't care. And second, I will say that it's not Tom Phillips. Corey Graves and Byron Saxton, as much as you might think he's a chode, don't like him, whatever. Byron Saxton and him play so well together. They did it in NXT. They've done it everywhere they've been together. They feed on each other.
Well, my final comment on that is Byron Saxton is great, but he's a poor man's coachman.
Yeah.
Our next one is going to be number 3. Street fight is what the Usos pick. Don't they realize that's 3-on-2?
Is going to be Freebird rule there? All three?
It doesn't matter.
I guess
there's
no
DQ in a
right.
street fight, and all 3 guys always come down to the ring, even if only 2 wrestle in the Freebird rule.
This better be worth a fuck.
I mean, I think they need to get a heavy or somebody to come out here and be a 3-on-3 and swerve.
Yeah, I just know that the last couple of street fights have been garbage, and please don't do that again.
I agree with you there. Our time's up. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4, will they do another Hell in a Cell women's match at this year's Hell in a Cell?
No, they're gonna pull back from from all the women.
I don't think they have the talent to do it. Not on SmackDown.
No. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with you there. I completely agree.
And even in Charlotte, I mean, we know she's dealing with her dad, but she's not even programmed right now because of that. And she's the only one that could do it. But who would she go against? There's nobody she could.
Tamina, and that would be boring.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Tamina and Lana together would be boring.
Yep.
All right, next topic. Number 5. So The Miz, he gets mentioned in the Cena-Roman feud last night. He gets mentioned in Daniel Bryan and Shane talking tonight. Is this a pop test or is this a pre-push?
This is a random occurrence, but it shows how relevant Miz is to the WWE and how valuable he is. I don't think in any way was it planned.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I agree with you because I don't think this is a pop test, but I think this is a pre-push. I think this is trying to get some fans to go, hey, fucking recognize The Miz is where the real deal is. And the guy I know we got other people to give the title to, he deserves another go at it.
Yeah.
We talked about that before, but I'm still right there agreeing. Number 6, Vince returning on the phone tonight. He's going to return next week. Is it a one-off, Rob, or is he back for a program?
No, it's a one-off. No, Vince, number one, the aesthetics alone, they don't need to have him as a regular contestant on The Price is Right. Maybe he'll do 3 weeks at the most just to handle this situation at the most, but no, this is a 1 to 3 off, and that's it.
I think because Shane's suspended indefinitely, tomorrow night he names his other son as the new GM because this is feeling like NXT tonight. I think Hunter's about to take over.
Ooh. Oh, they did comment. Shane did that. He made that comment about Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely did. Yeah.
That's why I say it. Number 7, which show do you think finishes the year? And I mean Raw and SmackDown. Which show finishes the year with a better pay-per-view rating of their individual shows? And I don't mean, Rob, just to clarify, I don't mean like, oh, this one had more viewers. I mean like this was a 3-star pay-per-view. This was a 4-star, like quality.
Quality?
Quality. Who finishes the year better?
Oh, God, this is a tough one. You have to think SmackDown only because I think they give them the freedom to have longer matches because there's less of a roster. And I think the more talented ring talent is on SmackDown, honestly.
I think the new breed is more on SmackDown, and they're just putting out a different product that's so newer that at the end of the year we're like, wow, we haven't seen that. You give higher stars to things we've never seen before.
I think SmackDown's closer to NXT than Raw is, in my opinion.
Okay. Next up, number 8. Does Natty get a long title run? Do they even know, or are they testing the waters? What's going on with there? What do you think, Rob?
I'm sure they absolutely know what they have planned for Natty. I don't think there's any test here. I think that she'll probably lose it in some kind of a cash-in situation, and she'll fail to get it back in a rematch.
I think Natty's going to get a long title run because it looked like she's finally found her stride again. I don't know if it was bad booking, bad in-ring work with her competitors, but she has felt off for a year and now is back.
Yeah, she's still vanilla though. She still feels like a placeholder. She's just a vanilla character.
All right, number 9, AJ versus Ty, number 2. Next week at the Sin City SmackDown. Are you excited for this one?
I absolutely am. I think it's a great push, a great rub for Ty. And Ty has, every time I've seen him live or seen him on TV in a match of consequence, he doesn't disappoint. He's a great performer, a great wrestler, and AJ obviously has the skills to carry him beyond his ability.
And telling him that's an open challenge next week just for you.
Yeah.
I like that. That, if Kira were here, we could maybe use that as defining the rub for her so she can figure it out. Number 10. We only got 2 to go. Number 10. Lots of tag teams last week. Nothing this week. I kind of mentioned it before. I'm in favor of this. I like what they did because they gave other people time. And
Is that the question? Are you in favor?
Yeah. Are you in favor of it? And we kind of touched on it earlier, but I still had it written down here. But I'm in favor of it. I like it. I think it's good booking.
Spread it out. Yeah, absolutely. Spread it out. I'm more excited about the fashion files than anything else.
And make you wait.
Make me wait for it. And I think they did just enough tonight with the Usos and New Day to not make it stale.
Yeah. We got to wait for Stranger Things. We got to wait for Walking Dead. I mean,
yeah, come on, make us wait.
Yeah. And number 11, the final one, Sin City SmackDown. Thumbs up or thumbs down, Rob?
Looks good. It looks really good. The Ty AJ match is what I'm looking at the most. Is what I'm actually excited about.
Naomi Natty rematch too.
I think it'll be a good match. I really do. I think Naomi's found her stride, and Natty's like you said, she's in her element. But I think it'll be a good match for those girls. Yes.
I wonder why Raw doesn't do this, but this will be like the third, I think, this year, kind of mini pay-per-view that SmackDown has done on TV.
Well, good. I mean,
I don't know why Raw doesn't do that, because SmackDown's had a couple times after a Big Four where they have like 6 weeks off.
I guess as long as at the next pay-per-view we don't get all the same matches we're getting right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You want to see if anything was worthy on the board? That was fun.
Yeah,
I like the rapid fire, extra big ass speed round.
I do too. Xavier is injured, says Steichweather and Parson. So okay, there you go. Noah says
he can still hit him with a cane or something.
Yeah. Noah says AOP will come out and help the Usos. Nah, I think that's going to be fashion files.
That'd be too many people. 5 guys on 3.
Right. Why does WWE keep going back to the street fight gimmick when the show is PG? They won't even let the guys hit each other with chairs. That's what I'm saying. Don't do it if you're not going to do it right. You need to do this right, or don't do it at all.
Yeah. I want to see barbed wire.
Yep. The Miz, the Miz, no matter what anyone says, worked his ass off. He has. That's why I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it is a coincidence because he's everywhere. He's all over it, man. He's been part of major storylines for several years now.
I like what Perfect 11 says. He said, if Ty can do next week what Jason Jordan did last night, he'll be massively over again. I don't think he's not over. I just think he hasn't been exposed on TV enough, and that's what's caused.
Ty?
Yeah.
They killed he had heat, and then they killed it.
Yeah, but Steichweather says no because Baron's going to get involved. Yeah. I am terrified that that's going to happen, Steich.
It's absolutely going to happen. Sure.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it.
If it's straight up one-on-one in a match, it would be awesome. But yeah, it's probably going to be a big fucking shot to the nuts, and Corbin's going to come out with his hairline.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
This day in wrestling history.
All right, here you go, Marked Out Universe. This day in wrestling history, Rody Rob edition. This day in wrestling history, none of Adam's fucking crew showed up for the show. None of them.
Yeah, what the fuck?
None.
I got the free agent Golda trying to invade and be on the show. We start to work on shit and work together because Brian's MIA even before he left to go to your show.
Yes.
And Golda stiffs me. No Brian.
No Medine. No Kara.
Kara just came in here because she was looking for her phone. Probably wanted to play on it while she's on the toilet or something.
Steve's actually taking a night off for a change.
Yeah, Steve's doing, Stevie can take a break. Stevie's okay on that.
Yeah.
The part-timers, calling you out. Rob's trying to call me out, but I'm going to spin it on you.
Yeah, because Steve can do this part-time better than you could ever do this full-time.
Wow. Greg, actually, that should be my line. I'm the part-timer.
Shut up.
Greg Spur, he says the hairline of doom for Baron. The end of days, the end of your hairline. Board, get ready. It's our award time, and we're going to go fast because it's just me and Rob, so we're going to have to catch up to you, but it goes in order. Good, bad, glorious. Who booked that? Who got the rub? Line of the night. Stay in order.
Yeah, stay in order, Noah.
SmackDown presents.
Good, bad, and glorious.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Perfect 11 says, whatever, you've got a full board tonight. That's all you need. You damn right, Perfect 11. That's all we need.
If we had, Rossum, I was upset with 200. We didn't have the board like we got tonight.
Yeah.
Board let us
it's
down.
Labor Day.
Either that or, Labor Day and the fact that I don't think unless you're drunk, anyone likes our drunk shows.
No, I don't think so either.
No, it just doesn't work.
No.
I'm going to start, and then I'll go to you in the board.
Yep.
My good is KO, specifically KO, going there. What I mean by going there, your family would have been better off if you hadn't survived the helicopter crash. God. You want to talk about some fucking heat. Nothing will get you better than that by saying, hey, that tragedy or that, near tragedy you survived, fuck it, we wish you would have died.
Yeah.
I'm giving myself a coin.
Your
what
kids
do you got?
Would be better off.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Wow. My good tonight, I'm going to give it to Carmella. I thought Carmella held her own on the mic. I thought she held her own in the ring. I was impressed tonight, and I'm more invested in the character, honestly. On the board, our good here, we got Robert Parson. Remember, we got bad next. Robert Parson, the Ty and AJ match. I hope so, man. I really hope so. Berto says Daniel Bryan looks like his hair and beard are growing out, maybe to return.
No, I think he's going to be starring in Teen Wolf 3, brought to you by WWE Pictures.
Yeah. Cashmere, good. Carmella, she's shown some great improvement in the past couple months. I hope she keeps it up. I do, too.
She's trending up. That's true.
Yeah. Go ahead. Oh, good not seeing Tamina and Lana says Stike Leather.
Absolutely Stike Leather.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Absolutely. And good for Perfect 11. Ty getting his rematch next week against Styles. I want to see it go to conclusion, too. Fuck you, Baron.
You're killing me, Small.
And for Noah, Natalya, she's a great wrestler and is thick as fuck. Okay.
She got no hips, though.
Teddy Hart's his good is Carmella getting rid of Ellsworth. Gonna go to bad here. Bad for me. Ellsworth begging. Yeah, I know I'm a troll. Yeah, I know I belong.
I loved it.
I mean,
come on, man, it was great.
Total emasculation of a man.
Oh, I know, but fuck, it was great. I loved every minute of it.
Oh,
yeah.
I just imagine, by the way, since he's not here, I'm going to say it. I imagine that's because that's how Golda is on a date.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm just going to say it. Teddy Hart, good. Carmella, or I already read that. Greg Spur, his good was Daniel Bryan helped the feud. He did. He played his part tonight. Yeah, that is a great point, Greg. We're going. What are we?
Bad.
Bad for you?
Yeah, for me.
Yeah.
You know what? Board. I did not see much bad on this show. I honestly do believe that.
You saw the hairline of doom. That was bad.
I would say the only thing that was bad would be the hairline of doom. I'll go with that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's good with me. Yeah.
What's the board got?
We got Noah says whoever did Carmella's makeup tonight. I think she had work done. I like surgery.
Possibly.
Yeah. I think she was much more of a pretty girl beforehand. Anyway,
Robert Parsons said bad. Carmella taking Ellsworth back. Just painful to watch.
Yeah, I want it to be me. 11 says Sami Zayn taking another loss tonight with Mike Bennett not available.
Stike Leather bad. The Usos New Day segment. It wasn't great.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, it was what it was.
Yeah, it was short and sweet.
Yeah, get it and go.
Berto's talking about her and Naomi constantly have botches in their matches. I think he's talking about Natty. So Yeah, but we'll find out
But
what it is.
But they're getting better. They're getting more time to work. You got to understand. Look, these guys get 5 minutes to stand at Gorilla, be introduced again, do the bell ring, lock it up, do some moves, finish it, and then get back into Gorilla. They get 5 minutes, and that's generous. Botches are going to happen when you're trying to tell a story in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah. Bad for Berto is Jinder still being champ. Teddy says bad. The Usos. Greg, bad. Sammy, what the fuck? Hope this is going somewhere. Poor Sammy, man. Sammy, he can go, and I think he should be upper mid-card, and instead he's like atop the job squad.
They're killing him for me. I'm slowly falling off of the Sammy train, and I think it's all because of how they booked him. It's like,
yeah. I'm so falling off the Sammy train that I'm starting to hate ska.
Wow.
Like, I never really was a fan, but now I don't like it.
Yeah.
When I hear it.
Sammy is, I just had a comparison. Nah, fuck it.
Glorious up next. Kashmir says bad. No Becky and Charlotte. Don't mean to sound like Noah. Well, you sounded exactly like Noah. If I didn't say that was Kashmir, everybody would have thought it was Noah. I could have been like, guess this one. Board trivia. Who said this?
Noah. Who would you sleep with?
Glorious.
On the roster.
Even though he wasn't on tonight, Glorious. We'll have to give it to somebody else. My Glorious. Fucking Nakamura. I'm sorry. Great match.
Yeah.
I love the way the Japanese style, and I've been getting into it a lot more, kind of watching these overseas match. I love the little story work they do. Specifically, we were watching, even last night, we were watching part of the Mae Young Classic with Bianca Belair and Kairi Sane.
Yeah.
Or Kairi Sane, sorry.
Yeah.
And Bianca Belair blew a kiss at her, and Kairi Sane just grabs the kiss in the air, throws it on the ground, and starts stomping it. No wrestling move was made there, but it was a total fuck you back and forth.
Look, you got to look at the Japanese lifestyle in general. I mean, they have cartoons everywhere, big neon words. Their game shows are poppy and bubblegummy. Even their porn is like corny and goofy. It's all like Pokemon-esque. I mean, the Japanese they're just an entertaining culture within themselves. And you bring that, yeah, I love it. They're goofy. They're animated.
I mean, I'm not saying I dislike it. I'm just saying it's what it is, and I enjoy it, and that's why I got Nakamura tonight.
Yeah.
Something on the board made me laugh. Oh, Greg, he said Sammy is the 2017 Coco Beware.
Wow.
You want to talk about some good stuff? We had Coco Beware, Boss Man, and Piper arguments back in the archives. Check those out.
Yeah, those were fun. My Glorious is going to go
my favorite trivia segment that I made up was that one.
Pretty good one. My Glorious is going to go to the overall storylines tonight. They did a really good job of telling stories tonight, of making me interested in a product. I shit on WWE all the time, and I'm going to give you praise when I think you deserve it, and goddamn, you deserve it tonight.
And not blowing their wad. I like that New Day and Usos didn't wrestle again. I like that they didn't do a one-on-one, even like Big E and Jay or something like that.
Right.
I like the way they did that. Glorious from the board. Thomas Struble, Bomb's 80s porn beard. You look like a fat Jewish Vince Russo. You know what?
Oh, I see that.
I happen to have him on the line. Vince, what do you think about that comment? Are you there, Vince? Oh, there you are. Sorry.
Well, that's the most educated thing he's ever said.
And still, he fucking missed his cue.
I think he just said he's responsible for disco.
Christopher Stikeler, they're glorious. KO and Shane building the feud. I like it. I'm not such a big fan of the lawsuit thing, but I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Glorious, the meltdown of Ziggler, just a hot mess of fire. Robert Paulson said.
I loved it. It was a hot mess of fire. It was great.
I don't know, man. Kashmir, Kevin Owens. I'm excited for a Vince and KO promo next week. You know I am, because have they ever done a promo together?
Vince,
I can't think.
No, and you know
or
what?
Shared screen time,
and going to the KO documentary. You know, everybody said they never thought KO would get anywhere in the WWE because of his look, and it's just kind of curious to have the guy who
they buried Vader and similar,
right, and to have the guy who has always been about that look in the ring with that guy who's been pushed with that look. I'm curious to see how the chemistry is going to be.
And Kashmir says, I hope they don't handcuff him too much. Just let the shit fly. Let it be a shoot.
You know what? I'm going to tell you right now. I think this will be Kevin Owens' career-defining moment.
Really?
I do. Because
his Austin 316 moment?
You have to know that Kevin Owens knows I'm doing a segment in the ring with Vince McMahon. I have to bring it. And Kevin Owens has always brought it at every stage he needed to do so. I think Kevin Owens will have a career-defining moment with Vince McMahon.
Berto says he thinks Vince interacting with newer talent is interesting. It's got me looking forward to it. Glorious for Greg. No JBL. No sight of him. Just a good change of pace. Maybe that was part of it.
Yeah, maybe.
Huh? Maybe it had something to do with...
I'm a dumb redneck, Fox News. Woo!
Teddy Hart, Glorious. Randy getting pinned. Glorious for Perfect 11. Hearing Corey Graves shout, Kinshasa. And Teddy Hart's just confirming that Vince Russo is a piece of shit.
Dude, he totally is, bro. He's totally a piece of shit, bro. And guess what? If you like Vince Russo, bro, you're probably gay, bro.
And Noah points out Vader got buried because of HBK. Yeah, it wasn't just HBK. Vince signed off on that shit. If HBK had whined and Vince wanted to put him over, if that was Roman Reigns, he would have said, no, fucking, you're going to put him over.
Yeah, but you know what? Don't be so nostalgic because of the name Vader. If you look at Vader in those days in WWF, there was nothing impressive about him in any kind of a fucking way.
Yeah.
Only name ID. That's all he had there. To push him there would have been irresponsible.
Yeah, and Robert Parsons says that. He says Vince was also not a fan of the former WCW guys in WWF.
He
never even pushed Flair. I know Flair wasn't there very long, but
I think that's all just a farce. The whole, Vince held back WCW guys because they were there. He squashed this guy because he was an ECW guy. I just do not buy that. I think that's too petty for a man who's built $1 billion industry. I'm not saying Vince is perfect. He's fucking a lunatic. But I don't buy that shit.
I agree with you, Rob, and I agree with them. I feel it's somewhere in the middle. I feel like he brings in Vader because he's like, oh, Vader, this guy's going to make me money. This is going to be great. Book it, pal, book it. And then he gets in, and it doesn't matter because he's already kind of in his mind a little going negative. When the guy gets like one botch, one whatever, one strike against him, Vince acts like it's 3 strikes for one of his boys.
Right.
Like his boys get 3 strikes.
Maybe.
Jake the Snake Roberts got many strikes. HBK, all these guys got tons of strikes.
You build up capital.
Right. But that's what I'm looking for. Exactly.
Yeah. You build up capital, but I don't think that's a WCW versus WWF thing.
But they come in with no capital.
I think that's when you got to have you have no capital, and somebody who's been there for 3 years and have been loyal to Vince, they've built that political capital up where, Vince might give them the push or the nod more, quickly than he would, Flair, who he doesn't know Flair beyond random meetings. He never worked with him like that at that point.
Yeah, because territory days. My big thing is imagine if John Cena was my employee and John Cena's revenue stream contributed what it does to Vince for me. I would let John Cena on live television go out and take a fucking shit in the middle of the ring during a Raw broadcast, have my ring crew clean it up after, and not fire the guy. Because that's what capital does for you.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
It allows you to ask for forgiveness rather than beg for permission.
Exactly. We talked about that.
Yeah.
If you're over, you don't have to ask for permission. You ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
It's perfect way to say it. Yeah, we know that stuff, Noah. Jericho was pushed to the moon because he could go on the mic and in the ring. Broke the WCW mold, says Greg. Absolutely. Jericho is I forgot about him. He's a complete exception. His debut involved The Rock and is still memorable to this day.
His debut was a high point. I think he fell back after that. It took him some time to find himself.
It took him some time for the fans to know who he was.
Right.
I didn't know who he was.
I mean, I knew him because I was a WCW watcher.
But I wasn't.
No, I get that.
So he had no capital with me as a fan.
Right.
There you go.
There you go.
Capital, word of the night.
Capital.
Noah, you'll remember that for school tomorrow.
Capital.
I think Sierra Ann fell asleep on us. Next up, who booked that? Mine just very simply, and it's not official, but my who booked that, Baron and AJ program. I am sorry. If this is the one way I sign off on this, Rob. If this is Baron's last straw, if they're like not even AJ can help get this guy any heat, any over, anything, let's cut bait. Good luck to you in your future endeavors.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, August was kind of the cut bait time, so I think he missed the cuts. So maybe. My who booked that is not having Bobby Roode interrupt Dolph Ziggler.
Would have been glorious.
It would have been glorious.
Yeah, we both kind of looked at each other and was like, you know who would be the perfect person to end this right now? Just
with all the pageantry.
Bobby Roode go right out there.
Yeah.
And because he's seemingly they haven't really, I guess, determined it, but he's seemingly looking like a face. Do you get that vibe?
Yeah. Oh no. He'll flip quick, but yeah, they'll get him over with the fans so he can. It's that whole thing about going out and doing a promo. You butter him up and then you stab him in the back. Let Bobby
KO
come in.
Does it so good.
He does. Let Bobby come in and butter up the fans with still the cocky attitude, and then right when it's primed, you fucking just stab him in the back.
And just like Ravishing Rick Rude did in the 80s. That's what the women say when he comes out.
Hollow.
Who booked that from the board? Robert Parson burying Sami Zayn. Yeah. Why? Unnecessary.
Why not at this point?
But
why not?
No, but if Aiden English and Sami Zayn had an actual match tonight and he lost,
yeah, but I'm
fine with it.
They've been pushing Aiden for a few weeks now, right?
Aiden's family, Sami's not.
Well,
imagine that.
Well, maybe. I don't know if I buy that, but they've been pushing him, relatively frequently here. So, if you're gonna give him a push, maybe Sami was the next push to get him over the next hump, right? You could beat the jobbers and you'll be fine. But if you beat Sami Zayn, who we all know is better than a jobber, even if he's treated like one, I think it's a good push for what's his name?
Okay.
You're
Fuckface.
killing me, Smalls.
Yeah.
Noah says, who booked that? Me being in the fantasy football league when I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Yeah, I needed another player, so I made Noah play.
Oh, wow, yay.
Yeah. Who booked that? Teddy Hart burying Sammy again. He agrees. Cashmere outside. Not having Kevin Owens attack Shane after he got suspended. I was waiting for it.
No, you got to play the victim role here. You can't do that.
Yeah, it's a slow play. Who booked that? The street fight for Greg. He says, got to have a payoff. These guys have had too much time together already. That's why I'm wondering if the payoff is a third person joins the Usos, and that's why they booked this. Because this is
well, they were saying that what's his Terminator has he's hurt.
Yeah,
Xavier Woods.
But still, Xavier Woods hurt can swing a kendo stick. He can hit a cane shot. Like if you're in a cage, it's a true 2-on-2. If you're whatever else, like this is. I mean, or are the Usos not thinking? So I agree with that on the who booked that. Adam Baum is on the board. Apparently, I have clones.
Like all Jews, always thinking about capital equals money.
It does. Equity.
There's another word, capital equity. Yeah. It doesn't have to be money.
Yeah. Who booked that? Carmella
he is cheap.
Yeah. Who booked that? Carmella and Ellsworth segment in the back. I don't know, Stike.
It's fine.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
I think, well, the only thing I think is Ellsworth we thought was gone. If they would have waited till next week and him come and beg then, you might have had the whole week of, is he really gone? Is this it for Ellsworth? Is the jobber for one night that got squashed by Braun's dream finally coming to an end?
But now we get to see, I'm curious to see how he's going to be made into her bitch. I want to see what kind of things she's going to do to him.
You know what's going to happen?
Huh.
Is he's eventually going to stand up for himself, and once she is the champ, he will cost her that belt.
Maybe.
Write that shit down.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, write it down. Marchives. There it is. It's in there. But
yeah.
I'm okay with seeing what kind of torment he's going to take.
All right. I don't have to explain this because Rob's on the board, not Kiera.
Yeah.
But who got the rub?
I'm going to go Ty Dillinger. I don't know how you could say anybody else but Ty Dillinger, even if Baron Corbin comes and interferes in that match. And, man, I find Spaghetti Monster, please. I hope not. But, yeah, Ty Dillinger getting the TV time tonight, having a match with AJ. This might be something that the fans see, show their love for it, and then they're forced to make this a program.
Mine is similar.
Maybe.
Mine is Aiden English, because not only did he get the win, he got some time on the mic afterwards.
Yeah.
Even
and made me laugh.
Yeah. He is. We talked about the tag division being on last week and not this week. We talked about the women being on this week and not last week, with the exception of Lana and Tamina. And he is on every week.
And he's not boring.
No.
And I mean, when he's running around, no, we were laughing our asses off.
Oh my God, he's a good sell. He's a good worker. Bob back in the day was talking about Simon Gotch was just holding him back. It seems that that's so true.
Yeah,
it's a sad day. Robert Parson, Ty Dillinger, Uber rub. He says.
Yeah.
Does that mean he gets a ride and a rub?
That's his personal business, and I want him to keep it himself.
Yeah. He'll lift you up. Who got the rub? Stike also says Ty Dillinger. I mean, Ty Dillinger's just the one. Even Juan agrees. That's how obvious it is. I thought Ty was going to be the obvious one. I wanted to mention Aiden.
But next week, it's hard to argue that who gets the rub is going to be Kevin Owens.
Going against Vince?
Yeah.
Absolutely, hands down. I'll go ahead and agree with you right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter if it goes over or not. He is getting time with the boss. There were companies that I worked for that I never met the boss.
Right. Me too.
You know?
Absolutely.
And then there were companies where I knew I was over. I met the boss. We got 72 stores, and the boss is taking time for me. I'm like, oh, I'm over.
Yeah.
You know, if you did in the business. Cashmere outside. Who got the rub? James Ellsworth. Carmella is the finest girl he will ever kiss.
Teddy Hart says 4:25 a.m. in Ireland. He's out.
Too
Wow.
sweet.
Wow, way to stay up late for us. Fuck.
Yeah, he always does. Teddy Hart, Ireland, you are strong.
He's drunk, I tell you.
Everybody's saying goodbye to Teddy. The board suddenly fills up. Night, Teddy. Night, Teddy. See you later, Teddy. Later, Teddy.
Oh, the pipes, they're calling.
That's the only one I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Line of the night's final award here. And then we're going to close it down. It's been a fun show.
Yeah.
Line of the night for me, during Dolph's one of his quiet moments, they had a side angle shot with him and a fan front and center there that yelled, "Get out of here, you joke."
Yeah.
And it was perfectly cute on the mic. I'm giving myself a coin.
All right.
What's your line of the night?
I don't have a line of the night. I just kind of reserved mine for just having the chemistry of Byron and Corey again. I really enjoyed that. Fuck your face, Felix. I can take or leave. But Byron and Corey, it's a perfect antagonist-protagonist situation.
One final little speed round then for you here. Do you think the carousel of announcing talent is done for the year?
No.
Or do you think we'll do another one?
No, not at all. I mean, we've got Nigel just moved over to 205 Live.
Corey's pulling triple duty.
And Percy at NXT is, I'm sorry, he's just not good. So I'm thinking, yeah, if you include NXT in the mix, I think there's a lot of shuffling that's going to happen.
Yeah, 205 Live is not. No, I won't count that in the mix. I'll count NXT.
Yeah.
Because got to count Morrow.
You got to.
I mean,
you have to.
Oh, that man's great. Line of the night from the board. Noah says, Graves telling Saxon to shut up so he can mark out to Bobby Roode.
Yep.
Line of the night, Corey shouting, Kinshasa.
Kinshasa.
From Christopher Stikelether. So I'm sure the board might have some other ones. But I am looking forward to.
Wait, Greg here. We are going to do it my way. Kiss slap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, Greg.
Yeah. Greg's one of those that probably wants to be owned by a woman like Carmella.
Mm.
I don't know what you are, Greg, but I can tell you I would succumb to that.
Yeah, I'm not hating.
How could it be anything other than Owens saying Shane's family would be better off if he died? My mouth hit the floor when he said that. That's perfect 11's last night.
You know what? That's a great argument for that one. It really is. If there's a Mount Rushmore more of lines, then that's on it.
Yeah, I mean, he got his ass kicked for it.
I mean, it was just brutal. Even in a story, even when you see it on a TV show that you know is scripted, you know is just actors. That's just one of them things you go, fuck.
Well, then we have some medical professionals out there that we in our marked out universe that chime in and stuff whenever we're talking about injuries and stuff like that. Legally, would he not have been provoked? I mean,
completely in the real world.
If this was to really go to trial as a lawsuit, is there some legal precedence where this was clearly provoked?
I mean, I don't know. I think
he would get off because of that.
Have you ever seen anybody get off an assault charge for being provoked verbally?
Most of them, in the case of something like this with a small guy attacking a big company, they just settle out of court.
If you're the person that killed my child and you were talking shit and I went after you, yeah, that was provoked.
Okay.
I think if you're just a boss and an employee and the employee's talking mad shit to you, if you violate that physical boundary, then provoke doesn't fucking matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Stikelether's out. He says got to go. Might see y'all next week, depending on where Irma ends up. Oh, I want to as we get into last call in our plugs, I do want to say a couple things that's been on our mind. Irma coming. Those that are suffering from Harvey. And, of course, we got Nature Boy on our mind, too. Lots of stuff going on. Lots of good outlets out there. If you guys want to donate and stuff, we're not running anything. All we would do is basically show you a link anyway.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good sites to donate and stuff out there. A lot of people need things.
Don't just give them to the biggest people. There's small charities that can do much more.
Yeah, and I saw today there was a drive for pets here in Charlotte.
Yeah.
And there is a big, large truck that left today of all these donations for all these pets and animals that are left out.
Yeah.
And they're driving down there to bring that aid to them. And I thought that was just phenomenal.
Hey, and
that's a totally small cause.
Oh yeah. And if you're in Houston and you're kind of shacked up in a mega church and then somebody hands you an offering plate, take a shit in it.
Joel Osteen. If you hear that name, take a shit in it. God.
They really, the people were in there fucking on their stretchers and their fucking cots and all that shit, fucking trying to stay out of the elements, and they actually had the nerve to pass around a fucking offering plate. Like, fuck, these people just lost their homes. You fucking vultures.
Final Perfect 11 says he wasn't threatened, so there wouldn't be a case for Shane attacking Owens. Okay, and Juan, no, medical professionals does not equal marijuana, Juan.
I disagree.
Final thoughts for Noah. I'm tired. Good night. We're not even there yet, so go to bed.
Yeah.
Real quickly, we're going to plug Sin City SmackDown next week. We got Rawsome coming up. We got Takedown coming up on Thursday. You want to plug either of those, Rob?
They'll be fun.
All right, and we got the Weekly Squash. Bubba Radio Army, we think we have it. Rob fucked up and didn't send him a show, so who knows?
It was a holiday.
Board, get your final thoughts together. We're closing it down right now, believe it or not. Final thoughts. Rob, I'm going to start, and then I'll go to you, and then we'll finish with the board.
I have. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Real quickly.
Oh, you're going to start.
I'm going to start because
okay.
you've already given mine all night. This is a well-booked show.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody just came back from the summer, but this was a well-booked show. Thomas Struble on the board. Did you guys do a Mae Young review? We are going to do one. Next week we're going to do the Sin City SmackDown recap show. And then because they're going to air it right afterwards. After we go off air, we're going to watch it and record it and put out an extra show for you. It'll probably be really short. We're probably not going to go into a lot of detail, but we thought that they do deserve their own show. We'll probably focus on the matches we're going to see there in the Final Four and stuff, but we will mention the early rounds and some of the, highlights.
Standouts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if Brian's there, he'll do nothing but talk about Toni Storm and Candice LeRae. That's all he talks about.
Yeah.
Gold will lick the chairs to everybody else there. Final thoughts from the board. This was a good show, wrapped up in some strange decisions that threw me off from time to time. It did show some interesting seeds for next week. I hope that it bears fruit. That's from Robert Parson. Greg Spur, despite being new, sorry I missed 200. Started a new beer gig yesterday. Cheers. All right, yeah, you're allowed.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's
like I had a boss one time. I used to show up late and be like, why are you late? Oh, power went out and my alarm reset itself. Some bullshit excuse. And he looked at me and he goes, hey, if you stayed out all night getting pussy, just say you stayed out all night getting pussy. That would be the best excuse you could ever get.
Probably on your breath.
Yeah, sure.
Juan,
okay.
He says he agrees with you that church is just money.
Yeah.
Last call for Kashmir. I really been enjoying the Mae Young Classic. So much talent, so many good matches. I've been entertained so far.
Better than the CWC.
Yeah, maybe they should have this tournament once a year. I thought that instead of 205 Live, they should have done the CWC once a year. And maybe they'll do Mae Young instead of. I don't want a women's show. I want this.
I think you can't put the women on their own show.
No, but I want this once a year. Go find a bunch of people that we've never seen.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about Bianca Belair and Kairi Sane, but we had a woman that's established and has a name for herself against a woman that's relatively new. And even though that Kairi Sane is established, Kairi Sane, sorry, I keep saying Zane.
You're fine.
Even though she's established, she's not established here. So we got to see her. I remember in the CWC, I got to see Kota Ibushi. I've never heard of him. Zack Sabre Jr.
I never watch any of his stuff.
I never watch any, England stuff. So there was just, I liked seeing that. And none of those guys stayed around. They had a couple matches here and there on NXT, but nobody stayed around. Why not do this once a year because of that and not do a show? Cancel 205 Live tomorrow and make it a legit once a year tournament.
Event. Yeah.
Sure. No fucking belt. Here's your trophy.
Yeah.
Because the only other event you have like that with a trophy is the Andre, and that means nothing.
Yeah. If you want to put them on the main roster on TV, then have the finals be there. Maybe. I don't know.
All right. What's your last call, Rob? And then let's close it down.
I was thinking about one, and I just, I haven't watched a SmackDown in a while, and this one was very entertaining. And I kind of hope that they keep the worm on the hook for a little bit, and don't necessarily conclude all that we saw this week. Maybe wait a week.
Do you think part of the and you have a fresh take on this? Because there's sometimes that I've watched a Raw because I haven't covered as much, and vice versa. You with SmackDown. Do you think that because Raw hasn't been great, SmackDown looked better in your eyes?
No.
Okay.
No, SmackDown was good. It was not good in comparison. It was good.
Okay.
It was a very good wrestling program.
Because when I've gotten bad SmackDowns, I've taken an average Raw and been like, oh, it was good because I've just been given so much shit.
It was good, but it will only hold its weight if next week they do not immediately address all that they created this week. Go to different storylines. Get back to this in 2 weeks.
I want to call this. I want to actually come up with a term here. I want to call it WWE goggles. Like when the bar is set so low that a 3-star match you think is a 5 because you've been watching so many ones.
It's like being nose blind when your dog pisses everywhere.
Exactly.
Like, I don't smell piss.
And then your friend comes in the house. What the fuck? Somebody pissed here. You're like, what? Oh, goddamn Rose.
Yeah.
Final thoughts. I just saw the backstage segment with Ellsworth and Carmella. I never thought I'd wish to be Ellsworth. Ha ha ha. Will Jinder be in the main event after he loses the title? Berto says. That could have been one on our speed round. Let's do it real quick here. I think Jinder falls completely out of the mix once his rematch clause is done.
So you don't think they'll keep him? Yeah, he is kind of, you can't be the Maharaja if you don't have a title to go with it.
He goes after the U.S.?
No, I don't. I hope they don't do that. I really hate
the trend.
I know, I hate that trend. I hate that they send people to the top and throw them back to the middle.
AJ, Roman, they've been doing it for a while.
They got too much talent on the middle. No, probably some dumb gimmick to come with it afterward. He might just fall off.
I just don't see them creating a feud that lasts away from the belt.
I can't see him in 5 years from now.
No.
I can't. I like him as a champion, but I can't see him in 5 years.
And Robert Parsons says they want the four horsewoman shtick. They've been teasing that and doing the Revolution, and they just updated their video on 24.
And there's the 4 horsemen of UFC versus the 4 horsemen of WWE. I know Ronda's going to get involved. No, I'm not doing that. I know Ronda's going to get involved. I know that for an absolute fact. An absolute certainty. I know Ronda's going to be involved soon.
All right. Well, we know that, but doesn't mean that she's getting 3 other women and going to be the 4 horsemen.
No, I don't know about that.
I don't know. I missed not having
Brian
on the show anymore, but I'm glad he fucked up your show completely last night. Like,
yeah, he did.
His debut was not good.
Garbage.
I can't wait for Medine to come in hot next week for Sin City SmackDown. I hope Kiera is back. That's all I got for us. I had fun tonight. I think it would be tough with a room full of people, but I think that extra big ass speed round was fucking killer.
Great.
I like the pot shots.
It's fun.
Yeah, we just covered just a ton of stuff with that.
You gonna shut the show down or?
All right. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Tune in next time. Same smart time, same smart channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.
Go away, fat man.